Zara had always been a child of the bustling streets of Lagos. Her parents, Mr. and Mrs. Okeke, were ambitious traders who spent dawn till dusk at Oshodi Market, leaving Zara and her younger siblings, Femi and Lola, to fend for themselves. Breakfast was a hurried loaf of bread shared on the way to school. Lunch came from Mama Nkechi's roadside stall, where fried plantains sizzled in reused oil. Dinner was whatever leftover jollof rice Zara could afford from the night vendors. By age 12, Zara knew every food stall within a mile radius of their home. In Zaria, cooking was a foreign concept. Her mother, too exhausted from hawking fabrics, never taught her. Money solves hunger, her father often said, handing her crumpled naira notes instead of life skills. Years later, as a university graduate posted to teach in a rural community in Enugu State, Zara's habits remained unchanged. Her colleague and roommate, Amina Ibrahim, a pragmatic northerner with a knack for tuwo shinkafa, often chastised her. Zara, how can you spend half your salary on fried yam and pepper soup? Learn to cook, oh, she would say, waving a wooden spoon. But Zara shrugged. Why bother? Restaurants are faster. Besides, I am helping the economy. One rainy afternoon, while walking home from school, Zara spotted a newly opened restaurant, Golden Plate. Its glass facade gleamed under neon lights, and well-dressed patrons crowded polished tables. Intrigued, she stepped inside. The menu boasted luxury meals at street prices. Goat meat pepper soup for 500 naira. Coconut rice with grilled fish for 800 naira. Zara ordered both. The food arrived swiftly, a fragrant, steamy spread. She devoured it, savoring the rich flavors. This is heaven, she thought. For weeks, Golden Plate became her sanctuary. She dined there daily, even befriending the waitstaff. Special discount for our loyal customer, they would say, handing her extra portions. But one evening, as she scooped the last bite of rice, her fork hit something hard. A dead cockroach, legs curled, lay buried in the grains. Zara gagged, storming out to vomit in the gutter. A fluke, she told herself. Even five-star hotels have accidents, she said. Days later, cramps doubled her over. At the clinic, Dr. Chukudi diagnosed severe food poisoning. This bacteria thrives in filth, he said sternly. Eat home-cooked meals. Zara nodded meekly, but returned to Golden Plate the next week. They apologized, gave me free puff puff, she told Amina, who rolled her eyes. After a third hospitalization, Zara's stubbornness cracked. Why only me, she wondered. Determined to uncover the truth, she revisited Golden Plate, ordering her usual meal. She feigned agency. Restroom, please. The waiter gestured down a dim hallway. Finding the toilet occupied, Zara wandered further, curiosity overriding caution. A swinging door labeled staff only creaked open. The kitchen was a nightmare. Flies swarmed over uncovered buckets of raw chicken. A mountain of greasy plates teetered beside a sink cloaked with rotten scraps. 3 women in stained aprons stirred pots, their hair matted with sweat. Worst of all was the head cook, a towering woman with arms like tree trunks. She scratched her unshaved armpits with a ladle, then plunged it back into a pot of egusi soup. The stench of decay hit Zara like a slap. She stumbled outside, retching into a bush. That night, Zara tearfully confessed to Amina, "You were right, Amina. I have been a fool." Amina hacked her. "Let's fix this." They spent the weekend scrubbing Zara's dusty kitchen, buying pots from the local market, and scrolling YouTube for easy Nigerian recipes. Zara's first attempt at jollof rice was watery, her moi moi lumpy, but Amina cheered her on. Progress, not perfection. Weeks passed. Zara mastered fried rice, perfected okra soup, and even baked chin chin. Hey. Colleagues at school marveled at her lunchbox feast. "You have become a chef," they teased. Meanwhile, Tunde Adeyemi, a banker who had once ghosted her after she admitted she couldn't cook, reappeared. "I heard you have changed," he said, sheepishly handing her a basket of fresh tomatoes. "I shouldn't have judged you." Zara nodded and said, "No problem. Now I know how to cook very well, and I can do anything that you want me to do for you. I can cook all kinds of food, thanks to Amina, my friend, who taught me how to cook." Tunde nodded and smiled and said, "Sorry for leaving you when you told me you don't know how to cook. Now I will stay with you." Zara's transformation rippled beyond the kitchen. She began teaching weekend cooking classes for students, showing them how to prepare nutritious meals on a budget. At home, she video called Femi and Lola, walking them through recipes. No more street food. She also started a YouTube channel where she taught people how to cook. Months later, at her wedding to Tunde, Zara wore a beautiful dress and served homemade egusi soup to guests. Amina, her maid of honor, toasted to the queen of clean kitchens. Dear viewer, thank you for watching and listening to this story. This story has taught us that even though it is good to eat outside, we should also try to cook foods ourselves, because sometimes we don't know how those foods are prepared outside. Let's all learn to also try to eat our own homemade delicious foods. Thank you, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in our next story.